Hey there, fam, it's Irene with Boop and Budgets. I appreciate you stopping by and gifting me with some of your beautiful, precious time. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. Today, I'm going to start off with my budget planner for the month of December, and I have a lot of new subscribers, and I kind of wanted to do another introduction of myself. I haven't done this since my very first video back in February of 2024, so I don't think I have anyway. But I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of information about myself, just so that my supporters could get to know me a little bit better, and then I can go over my budget plan and how I do it, and how it works for me. Just keep in mind, I am not a financial advisor. I am not here to give you any legal advice, any financial advice. This is just something that I'm sharing with you on YouTube to share my journey of becoming debt-free and to show what works for me in saving money and paying off my debt. So with that being said, my name's Irene. I'm married to my husband. We just celebrated our 28th anniversary. He is a Navy vet. I have 2 kids, a son and a daughter, and we live in Southern California. I am a state of California employee. I've been there for 26 years, and I get paid once a month. So basically what I do is I get my monthly income. I'm paid salary, so I get paid pretty much the same every month. I don't get any overtime because of the position that I hold. But I get paid once a month. It's pretty much the same thing every month, and I'm able to plan out where my money's going to go for the month. I get paid on the first of the month every month. It was a little hard for me to get used to at first because I was getting paid either every week or every other week. But anyway, I'm used to it now. I mean, it's been 26 years, so what I would do if I were you, if you're barely beginning to budget, I would get a copy of your bank statement and kind of look through it to see what you are spending your money on. That way you can know to budget for that for the next month. So this is a budget planner that I have that I created. It's in my coffee shop, and basically it's so here you put down your income for the month or the week or every other week, whatever your income is, and the amount, and then you can put down here the debt that you have, what it is, and how much you want to pay. And then this is for your fixed expenses, what you want to budget, and then what you can come back to this and you can write down what you spent. And then this is for variable expenses. Same thing, you can budget for it, and then you could come back and write down what you spent, and then your savings, what you want to save for, and that's basically could be like your sinking funds. So what I was saying is, I would get your bank statement, go through it, see what you spend your money on, and then that way you can plan on the next month where you want your money to go. A lot of people do the zero-based budget. I don't necessarily do that because I just, whatever bills I have, I round it up to the nearest dollar, and whatever income I have, I just, it's pretty much even. So I just use whatever I get. Anyway, without the cents though, I round it to the nearest dollar. I don't like change. Anyways, when I'm budgeting, I love change, I love coins, but not in my budget. Anyway, I don't know, anyway, okay, now let's get started. So fixed expenses are basically expenses that you're going to spend every month. Rent, mortgage, car payment, groceries. Well, actually groceries are variable, but like car insurance, life insurance, your utilities, your gas bill, your light bill, your water bill, everything that you have to pay to live are your fixed expenses, for the most part. So then you want to write down your fixed expenses here, and then your variable expenses could be like your gas money for the week. It'll be groceries, and then you do your budget however you get paid. If you want to, say you get paid twice a month and you want to do half of your first paycheck, say your rent is $1,000, just throwing it out there, I wish, right? Say your rent's $1,000 and your first check you want to set aside 500, and then your second check you want to set aside another 500, so that the following month you can pay the total of 1,000, and you're not taking that one lump sum of $1,000 in that one check, and you can kind of spread your money out and make it work for you, you know, until you get paid the next time. So like I said, I get paid once a month, and this is what I budget. What you guys see me cash stuffing and budgeting is my income only. This has nothing to do with my husband's income. This is my income, and this is, so basically I don't share what my fixed expenses are. I don't share what my bills are. I leave all my money for my bills in my account because they're automatically withdrawn. So what I budget for and what you see me cash stuffing, using for savings challenges or whatnot, is my leftover money, basically, after I pay all of my bills. So I'm gonna put here for my W-2 what I have left over for the month after I pay all my bills is $3,000. Okay, I am consumer debt free. I only have my mortgage, so I don't normally fill this out. But if you had debt, say you have credit cards, or you know, you have store cards or whatever, then you would want to put that here. Okay, and then fixed expenses would be, like I said, like mortgage, rent, car insurance, life insurance, gas, water, lights. You put all that here, and that's where all of your, like, your bills would go in this section. And I don't write any of that in here, so I'm gonna write a line there. Variable expenses are like groceries, gas money, you know, personal money that you use for yourself. Say you give yourself 20 bucks a week to get your coffee or your little snack or whatever you want for yourself. You would write that down here. And then savings. So what I'm going to put here, I basically am only going to be budgeting or planning out my my sinking funds. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my abundance fund. And basically my abundance fund is my emergency fund, but I don't call it emergency fund. So I'm gonna put $100 for that. Okay, and then next I have annual bills, and I'm gonna budget $200 for that. And then next I have birthday. And if you don't know what sinking funds are basically a savings for a set category that you're going to eventually use. You may not need it right now, like as a fixed expense, and you use it every month. It may be like, for example, for birthday, if you save money for birthdays, like say, you know, for yourself or for your family or your friends or however you know, save money to buy birthday gifts for or give them money or whatnot, then you know it doesn't come every month. It's sporadic, so you have time to save for the birthdays. So that's like a little savings for that. And then you kind of go through to see, okay, you know, I have my nephew's birthday, I have my niece's birthday, I have my sister, my brother, my mom, my dad, whoever it is that you get a gift for or give money to. You know when their birthdays are throughout the year, so you can kind of divide it up to see how much you want to save based on your paycheck and how you get paid. So if I get paid once a month, then I kind of go through to see, okay, I want to spend this much money on birthdays this year, this is how many people, and then I divide it by 12 because there's 12 months in the year, and then I just kind of save that way. Okay, hope that makes sense. So for birthdays, I'm gonna go ahead and put $100 for birthdays. And then for car, and this is like car maintenance, this is just pay my car registration. It's not due until January, but DMV sends the notices out like 3 months prior, and so I already paid that off. So I have my tags, so I don't have to worry about paying until next January if I wanted to wait that long. But I like to send in the money early so I can just get it over with. But for car, and that's for car maintenance too. So for car, I'm gonna put $200. Okay. And then we all know we're gonna spend money if you celebrate. We're all gonna spend money for Christmas. So for Christmas, I kind of determine or gauge how much I'm going to spend for Christmas for the year, and then I divide that by 12 months, and then that's how much I save for the month. So I have a cheat sheet on the side, so let me see. Yeah, Christmas I'm going to save 100. Okay. And then for clothes, we know we don't buy clothes all the time every month, so this is another sinking fund that you can create for yourself. And you determine how much you want to spend for the year or for the month or for the week, or however you want to budget your paycheck. That you can do that for clothes. And so for clothes, let me move my cheat sheet over here. For clothes, I'm gonna put $100. And then we have Costco. I'm gonna put $100. And then health, and health for me is like my medical bill, like medical, dental, vision. If I have bills for that, co-pays, if I have to pay for any prescriptions, I put all of that under health. And for health, I'm gonna put $200. Okay, and then household, this is for, I'm trying to build this up to save money to do some renovations and to do some like fixing up in the house, and then also for like things that I need to buy, like appliances, whether they big or small, that will all come out of household. So for household, I'm gonna put $300. Okay, and then for Jack, my fur baby, I'm gonna put $200. He, for those of you who don't know, he has a heart murmur and he has pancreatitis, and he has allergies. So he takes medication for all three, and he goes to the doctor, cardiologist, and that visit alone, just the consultation, is like almost $900. And then plus I pay for pet insurance. It's called Spot Pet Insurance. Excellent pet insurance. I highly recommend. They are really quick to processing your claims, and I pay a little over $1,500 a year, but they reimburse me 90% of what I pay. So it's a really good insurance. I highly recommend it. All right, and then for kids, I save money for my 2 kids, even though they're grown and they have their own money. I save $100 each for them every month, just in case they need it for something, or if I want to get them something, then I'll take it from there. And then for parents, my mom and dad, I like to set aside some money for them, just in case I have to pay for like a medication, or I like to take them out to go do things. So I save aside money for that. Some people call these sinking funds short-term sinking funds, long-term sinking funds. I just call them sinking funds because I just keep them in 2 different binders and call it a day. I don't like making things more complicated for me than I have to. I like to try to keep it simple. All right, and then I have my Roth, and so that I'm gonna save $200. And then I have my taxes. I like to save money for taxes for the upcoming year. And that one, I'm gonna save $100. And then of course we gotta save money for vacation. So vacation, I'm gonna save $200. And then YouTube, I'm gonna save $100. And for YouTube, this is for purchasing from small shops, whether it be binders or savings challenges or whatever. I like to set aside $100, or if I have to buy stuff for me to send out, like for Happy Mail, or if I just want to send something out on the random, then that's where I'll take the money from. So set aside $100 for that. And then for my cash wallet, I'm gonna set aside 500. All right, so let me go ahead and get my calculator and calculate this out to see how much this is. This would be considered a zero-based budget based on what I'm working with today, because I like I said, I left all the rest of my money in my bank account so that it can go towards my bills. So okay, so let me get a calculator. I will be right back. Okay, I have my calculator here, and I forgot to show you guys nails of the day. We're in December, Christmas time's coming, so pretty nails, huh? Okay, so let me go ahead and calculate this up and see how much, if this comes out to you at 3,000. It should. So let's cross our fingers. Okay, 3,000, perfect. So that's 3,000. So that you would consider a zero-based budget, but this is, like I said, this is basically not my full check. This is just whatever's left over. So that's what I use for sinking funds. And then what you'll see in the next video is you will see me cash stuffing this money into my sinking funds. And these are my binders that I have here, my Betty Boop binder. And as you can see, I have like my abundance, my annual bills, my birthdays, car, Christmas, clothing, Costco, health, and household. I have money in here already. And then I have another binder since not all my categories fit in the one. And then I have my fur baby Jack, my kids, my parents, Roth, taxes, vacation, and YouTube. So those are my two binders that I have. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, and you let me know down in the comment section below. But if you have not started on the budgeting journey or the cash stuffing journey, or you know, getting your money together, getting your debt-free journey, just start. Whatever, even if you think that you don't have any money, every penny counts. Save your coins, save your change, you know, however you can. And like I said, every penny counts. And I know that this is not, you know, typical way of budgeting, but it helps me. The reason why I started budgeting my money is because I was like, oh, I have money in the bank, I could buy this or I could buy that. And I know that I could do better with my money. And I saw Dave Ramsey, and then I started seeing all these cash stuffing videos, and I thought that was really interesting. And so I wanted to start doing it. And let me tell you, it's helped me quite a bit. I've been able to save a lot of money since doing that. So don't think about it, just jump right in. That's what I did. Just start, and you won't regret it. And you know, we're all here in the budgeting community to help you and to help each other and to support each other. And you know, we're all here to help. So stay tuned for my next video. I think I'm gonna go over like savings challenges, because that's what I use to help me save. And anybody can save. You know, just put your money away, put it in the bank or whatever. But it's more fun when you have savings challenges, and that's the reason why you see so many of us using savings challenges, because it's just a fun way to save. It gets boring just saving your money and throwing it in the bank or throwing it under your mattress. Anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. And if you made it to the end, please leave a snowflake. Thanks for watching. Bye.